Interior. Dark recording room. Nicky takes a hit of weed. Puffs in. Gradually exhales. Sighs. Ponders existence and the purpose of his own life. Presses button on iPhone. Begins recording. Hello. My name is Nicky Moon, and welcome to the Nicky Moon Podcast, where each week I invite a guest on the show, and together we try to solve the riddles and intricacies of my own mind. Tonight's guest shares the same genetic makeup as me. We're literally made of pretty much the same thing. I've known him pretty much my whole life. He is a local Portland artist, but at the end of the day, he's my brother. Will you please give it up to tonight's guest, my little brother, Estevan Muñoz?
Yeah, hey, how's it going, man?
It's going good. Here. Thanks, man. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, of course.
Anyways, how are you? How have you been?
Man, I've been good. I feel like, I've been good. Just, doing music stuff, working, riding my bike. I feel like this has been a pretty active summer.
Do you feel like when you, when you're more active and stuff like that you produce better stuff? Or do you think that you're just always... Because you're always, writing and stuff like that.
I try to. That's hard to say, whether or not exercise... I mean, in theory...
you look good.
Thanks.
So, yeah.
Part of it's just being... I don't know, I'm just young, dude. I can treat my body...
You got the metabolism. I'm still young, too. I'm pretty much the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Millennials.
Yeah. That's good. You've been cooking?
Honestly, not much. Just because... Well, I don't know. I cook very basic. I cook... eggs, pasta, chicken thighs. I love chicken thighs.
Yeah.
I love chicken thighs, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
They're so good.
Chicken thighs are really good, man.
Yeah, they're super juicy.
Yeah.
I don't know, salads, carrots, peppers.
Nice.
Pretty basic stuff. Cooking beans. I do all that.
Nice.
I work at a chicken restaurant, so I'm able to actually eat.
Yeah.
Eat at the restaurant, which is very helpful.
Yeah, and it's really good. It's a good restaurant.
Yeah.
But that's cool. Yeah, I've been putting a little turmeric in my coffee lately.
Coffee, really?
Yeah, dude.
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I put turmeric on my eggs.
No, I like turmeric in my coffee. It just there's a couple of things that I have to do to make my mind work. In the morning, it works the best. It's really fresh. But coffee, a little turmeric. Or turmeric, I don't know how to say it.
I think it's turmeric.
Yeah, but
you're saying it right.
Turmeric. Turmeric.
No,
you don't pronounce the U-R, the first R.
Is there? I didn't even know there was an R.
Yeah.
I don't think there is, dude.
It is. There is an R. There's an R.
Turmeric?
Yeah.
It's turmeric?
Yeah, dude. There's an R in there. There's 2 R's in turmeric.
Turmeric.
Yeah,
that's just a dumb word to put together.
Yeah, I know. Who knows? That yellow spice that I put on everything. But yeah.
I still don't believe it.
Yeah.
But
exactly. Anyways, I wanted to talk to you about movies, just because we're big fans of movies.
And I've been watching.
And we kind of went over this a little bit, but when you first got here, but so you saw 10 seconds of the new movie The Irishman, and you were not impressed by
it. Or the trailer. I saw the trailer.
I'm a little excited about it just because I really, I've paid attention. Well, I know a little bit about Jimmy Hoffa, and I think that, it's a pretty interesting story. But it is, I was telling you that, Al Pacino's 75 years old, and he's playing someone who's 39, but he does look pretty old in it,
Yeah, and I don't know, it just...
But Marty, Bobby, and the Al and the boys, you don't think that... I mean, Joe Pesci... I was telling you that Joe Pesci, turned down the role, 50 times.
I don't know, I just feel like it doesn't feel like... It just feels like... so like overrun terrain for all of them to be in that world again. I think I would be way more excited if they all tried to make a movie and it was just like some wonky comedy about Joe Pesci owning like a cheesecake factory. I don't know. I just feel like
Martin Scorsese directs Joe Pesci running a cheesecake factory.
Like just some wonky. I don't know. I just feel like there's just nothing. There's nothing in The Irishman that looks
doesn't new territory.
Doesn't look like new territory.
Exactly.
And it's just like.
That being said, what are some of your favorite Martin Scorsese movies? Because I trust Marty, you know?
Yeah, I mean, he's the director that, like, every one of his movies are going to be watched.
Yeah.
Just because he is
What's a Martin Scorsese movie that's not that's not one of your favorites?
That's not one of my favorites?
Yeah, that's not, like, one of the movies, or the Martin Scorsese movies you have seen. Cape Fear is a little, like, cheesy and hokey to me.
I think that was that one's an interesting one, because I almost feel like that's what they're, like, going for in some way.
Yeah, that one's kind of weird.
I mean, I don't hold Cape Fear on the same regard of, like, Raging Bull.
Uh-huh.
I think they're good movies, like, I don't know, let me think, like, my least favorite... I don't know, honestly, it may just be Age of Innocence with Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
It's just like, I don't know, man. It's just movies about like high society and like the 1800s, about just like really wealthy people in the 1800s, and they have like that way of speaking, and they're all dressed and like these really elaborate. I'm sure like on a costume design level, it was like a huge endeavor and really creative, but something just about like that time and space it's just boring to me. Just like high class.
Really?
Like upper class, like 1800s movies in like the Victorian age about like royalty.
You don't like Amadeus?
That's an interesting case because that movie totally is in that world.
Yeah, to me it's not really about like it just depends if what they go over is like stuff that I'm interested in. I mean, I completely agree with you. Like I'm not going to be like watching like Marie Antoinette or what's that, Barry Lyndon with Kubrick.
Yeah.
I mean, those movies kind of look... I've never seen either of them, but I mean, I probably need to, but... there's another movie with, like, Heath Ledger where he played, like, Nicholas Nickleby or something like that. Do you remember that movie where he plays, like, this, like, playboy in the Victorian era? But I think it's Heath Ledger, but it is, yeah.
I'm sure it's charming.
Possibly.
I mean, for a movie like that, you watch for the performance.
I am always rooting for characters named Nicholas, though. In fact, I'm reading this one book is kind of about this Victorian family right now, but there's this character named Nicholas, and he's really the only thing that's kind of got my attention is whenever Nicholas is in the book.
Right?
Yeah, because I'm like, I wonder if I'm rooting for the Nicholas.
What kind of character is he?
He's just some young, highfalutin bourgeois.
Falutin?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
He's falutin. He's just, like he's British and like he's with this family and that's very influential, and it's called The Man Who Owns Property.
Wait,
but anyways, I mean, we're not gonna get caught up in the word that I just used.
Okay. I mean, but you derived it from influence.
Yeah.
So it's just like he's a very like
possibly. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Or he's just like a frolicking type of person.
Frolicking.
Yeah. He just like is like surrounded by like wealthy people, and he has a playful attitude. It sounds like.
Amadeus is a really good movie, though.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean that's like classic material. That's
exactly.
I feel like
what makes that movie good, because like I mean, it is like can be over the top, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the main character is actually like kind of like the bad guy in that movie, and Amadeus is supposed to be the antagonist, but he's really like
I feel like by the end of the movie you're like kind of on Amadeus' side, even though in the beginning you're just like you're almost on the main character side. And
because you agree that he's annoying. He almost has to be annoying for that character to work. Or undeserved, like his talent is undeserved. But he is like a really cool, like, crazy artist.
Yeah. No, that's a classic.
Yeah, there's this movie I really want to see called Mr. Turner. It's about this guy who's, like, losing his sight, going blind. That's also another movie about high Victorian type lifestyle.
Maybe you like that genre more than you realize.
Possibly. But yeah, that's what I like about Phantom Thread, though. Phantom Thread to me is really good because Phantom Thread is like, well, first of all, it's like really like a horror movie, but like just like what they argue about, like to me, it's like really funny because it all is like so meaningless, like, and like he's so paranoid and like he has this really good life, you know, like, is this an ambush?
Oh yeah, that's a good scene. That's a great scene. That
Do you have a gun?
Yeah.
Do you have a gun?
That dinner table fight scene.
Yeah. Oh, your fancy clothes and your rules and your wall and your doors.
That's a good impression of her. I can't do that. That's pretty good. And all this money. It's all a game to you. What's a game? Please precisely tell me the nature of my game.
Yeah, dude. Phantom Thread. What's one of your favorite Paul Thomas Anderson movies?
I mean, it's more like, what movie do you not like? That's how it feels. I love them all. I would say my favorite, the one that's kind of like my comfort, like I kind of just watch it because it's just comforting, is, I think I've seen it the most, is, Punch Drunk Love.
Really? Because the Paul Thomas Anderson movie that I would consider the most comforting would be The Master.
No, man, I don't know. I loved The Master. I still do. I mean, I really do like The Master, and I think Joaquin Phoenix's performance...
Dude, you still probably have one of the best Freddie Mercury... No, not Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Quell.
Freddie Quill impressions of all time.
Yeah, it is pretty...
people don't know that you, like, really took that movie. Like, when that movie first came out, like, you really, like, embodied Freddie Quill for, like, several years.
No, it had an insane impact.
Yeah, it was like a performance art.
I mean, I don't know. I just liked.
You just liked it, and it was funny. It was a funny character to embody.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I think Joaquin... I mean, you know, that's what's funny about Joaquin Phoenix is, like, there's been several things he's done in his career that have had, like, a lot of impact on me creatively. One of them is obviously I'm Still Here. Like, that's still...
Yeah.
The mockumentary. I feel like, I don't know, man, because remember that mockumentary I made in high school where, like...
Red Robin.
Yeah, where, like, my friends were entering a film contest. And
yeah,
then, like,
exactly.
Honestly, like, I just wanted to, like, be able to, like, act in a situation that they created for themselves on I'm Still Here.
Yeah.
I just wanted to, like, create something like that just so we can act in, like, that sort of realm. So... I mean, you know, Joaquin Phoenix. Anyways, to go back to your question, or Paul Thomas Anderson, The Master... That's interesting that the most comforting is that movie. Honestly, I go back on it.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the sound. The soundtracks in movies really play like pretty much like 70% of like why I like them, or yeah, a lot. It plays a heavy role. But the Master has a really good soundtrack. Phantom Thread has a really good soundtrack. But also The Master is like one of the movies where like usually like at night when like I'm trying to like find a movie, The Master is always like a safe bet. I'll always watch because it is like really like the beach scenes like in the beginning, the music, and it is like, I mean, what's that movie really about? Like
it's about Freddy and The Master.
That's what's really cool about like Paul Thomas Anderson movies is like there's always like something real and something tangible that the movie's about, but then there's this underneath kind of sub like context to everything, which is what the movie is really about. You know, like in There Will Be Blood, the movie's about this prospector who goes in this town, and you know there's events. You know, it's not just a bunch of random like shots or anything. There's like significant events, but really, I mean, it's like this whole story arc of like greed. And just like a lot of metaphors, and then The Master, you know, I mean, they never really like implicitly say, but who really is like the master in that movie? You know, it's like a question you kind of keep on asking. And Phantom Thread is just like, these two people like fall in love, but there's also like, you know, I mean, it is like horror. It's horrific. It's
I mean, I think that movie has a disturbing element. I wouldn't call it a horror movie, though.
It's definitely a horror movie.
Do you want it to be a horror movie?
Dude, how is it not?
It's a love story. It's a love story more than a horror
It's
movie.
a real love story. It's like what... Well, I don't know. I've never been in a significant relationship enough to, like, really know. But it is, like...
I mean, I love the fact that it's like a love story. Like, the love kind of dips into, like, this horror realm at a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, all the way through, I don't think it... It has horror elements. Like, it's spooky. And it's, like, this unsettling, like, what their biggest bond is and how, like, the kind of, like...
Exactly.
The potentially, like...
And you know what? I'm just gonna stop this. We're gonna do another, like, 15 minutes.
Okay.
But this will be the end of... You're gonna be in 2 parts, pretty much.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, anyways, again, we'll pick this up on our next episode. And thanks for being on.
Thanks for watching. Yeah.
I wanted to thank my little brother for being on the show today. Again, part 2 of his interview will be coming up next week. But until then, yeah, it was great having him on. My final thoughts are coming up, but first, a word from our sponsors.
Are your tires messed up? Do you need new windshields? Do dead rodents keep getting trapped and they keep getting stuck in the engine? Come to Hertz. We're your family. Me, Michael Hertz, my son, Gilbert Hertz, and then my wife, Margaret Hertz. We're here to help you. We really hurt too.
After that, Pryor didn't hold anything back. Man got teeth. He was up there scaring white people, talking about racism and oppression, and never catching a break. He was the voice of the little man, the lost little man, who had nothing and was going nowhere fast. And still he made it funny. Angry motherfucker was doing the best comedy of his life. Not that Dick Gregory wasn't angry. He was angry about plenty of the same shit, but he didn't let his anger show. For him, the stage was a pulpit. He thought comedy could change the world. Anyways, that's a small little excerpt from one of my favorite books, Maybe You Never Cry Again by Bernie Mac. I wanted to thank my little brother for being on the show. Again, it's always great to have him. The next episode, next week, we'll actually have the second part of his interview, so it's going to be coming up, and thanks for listening. Bye.